Ever been deep in the woods when the sun dips below the horizon and your camp goes dark? A reliable solar lantern can turn that moment from stressful to serene. Today, we're exploring the essential gear that keeps your campsite bright without batteries or bulky gear. Stick around. This intro will guide you straight to options that are lightweight, eco-friendly, and perfect for every outdoor adventure. The number 6 product on our list is Lichamp Solar Lantern. It's surprising how something small enough to collapse into the size of a smartphone can completely change the way a campsite feels at night. Yet that's exactly the energy this lantern brings the moment you switch it on. Most campers struggle with bulky lights, weak batteries, or lanterns that fail when weather turns unpredictable. But this compact design instantly removes that stress by giving you 3 bright, clean lighting modes that feel purpose-built for real outdoor use. The 600 lumen burst fills the tent like daylight. The softer white mode feels perfect for cooking or organizing gear, and the warm orange glow adds that calm, comforting atmosphere every night in the wild deserves, almost like a mental reset after a long hike. What makes it even more impressive is the triple charging flexibility. Whether you rely on solar, USB, or AA batteries, you get a sense of freedom and smart preparedness that cheaper lanterns often fail to deliver. And the power bank feature adds a little extra peace of mind when your phone starts dipping low. Compared to other budget lights, the military-grade ABS body feels more trustworthy in rough weather and accidental drops, giving it a durability edge that matters when you're far from home. Sure, it won't fully replace a high-capacity power station, but as a portable lighting tool, it punches far above its size. This is something I'd confidently recommend to campers, hikers, and anyone building an emergency kit because it blends practicality with a steady, reassuring reliability. If you want a lantern that keeps the mood bright, the gear lightweight, and the nights easier to navigate, this one earns its place in your pack without hesitation. At number 5 is iTonk's Solar Lantern. It's wild how one lantern can shift the entire feeling of a campsite, and this one does it the moment those 8 lighting modes come alive, almost like you're carrying a pocket-sized atmosphere machine instead of just another camping light. Most people head outdoors worried about battery life, dim lanterns, or gear that can't handle unpredictable weather, but this compact design instantly removes that anxiety by pairing solar charging with USB power and a massive 7,500 mAh battery that keeps going long after cheaper lanterns tap out. The 360-degree glow feels clean and powerful, whether you're lighting up a whole tent, navigating a stormy night, or setting the mood with its long-lasting color mode that adds a warm, almost cinematic touch to the campsite. The side lighting function sets it apart from many budget lanterns because it gives you an extra directional beam that works beautifully for cooking, repairs, or late-night setup, adding a layer of versatility that feels genuinely practical. The mounting screw, cowhide strap, and lightweight build make it easier to place than bulkier lanterns that never seem to sit where you need them, and the rugged ABS build inspires confidence during rough weather or accidental drop. It's not the smallest lantern on the list, but for the performance it delivers, the added size feels justified. This is the kind of tool I'd recommend to campers, hikers, and anyone building a reliable emergency light kit because it blends strong illumination with thoughtful design and real-world durability. If you want a lantern that feels like a smart upgrade instead of a compromise, one that brings peace of mind, reliable runtime, and a surprising amount of personality to your nights outdoors, this one earns its spot in your pack with ease. At number 4 is DIBMS Solar Lantern. It's surprising how a small lantern can completely change the way a campsite feels, and this one does it the moment its collapsible body pops open and floods the space with bright, steady light that feels cleaner and more reassuring than many bulkier options in this price range. Most people hesitate with compact lights because they fear weak brightness or short battery life, but this design flips that worry on its head. With a sharp 300 lumen glow, a handy pull-to-adjust system, and a built-in flashlight that instantly becomes your go-to tool during late-night walks or sudden power cuts. The mix of solar and USB charging gives a sense of freedom you don't get with lanterns that rely on one power source. And even though its 1,600 mAh battery isn't the biggest on the market, the long runtime feels surprisingly solid for emergencies or weekend camping trips. Its lightweight ABS and PC construction makes it tough enough for unpredictable weather without feeling heavy or fragile, something I appreciate more than expected after comparing it with chunkier lanterns that try too hard to be rugged. The hanging hook and collapsing shell make it easier to place than lanterns that need a dedicated spot, And that small convenience adds up fast during real outdoor use. It won't replace high-end lanterns for major expeditions, but for hikers, campers, and anyone building an emergency light kit, this strikes a smart balance between brightness, portability, and everyday practicality. If you want a lantern that feels like a thoughtful upgrade without overcomplicating your gear, one that brings real comfort and safety to moments when darkness catches you off guard, this is a choice you'll feel confident carrying into any trip or storm. The third one on our list is Roxicosly Solar Lantern. It's wild how a small, foldable lantern can instantly shift the mood of an entire campsite, and this one does it with a confidence that catches you off guard in the best way. Most people struggle with the same fear before buying a light for outdoor trips. What if it dies when you need it most? This design attacks that problem head-on with a triple power system that feels like pure relief, giving you USB-C, solar charging, and even a hand crank for those moments when you're miles from an outlet and the night suddenly turns darker than expected. The soft but steady 360-degree glow brings a sense of comfort that many bulkier lanterns fail to deliver, and switching into the flashlight mode feels like unlocking a second piece of gear without carrying extra weight. The long runtime is genuinely impressive for such a compact body, especially compared to others that drain quickly or dim halfway through the night. Its collapsible build and dual handles make it easier to place, hang, or pack than lanterns twice its size, and that portability matters more than people realize when you're juggling tents, gear loops, and crowded backpack. The ABS shell and IPX4 protection bring a level of security you can actually feel when the weather changes unexpectedly, something cheaper lanterns don't always survive. It's not as bright as premium high-lumen models, but for campers, hikers, or anyone preparing an emergency kit, this strikes a smart balance between runtime, practicality, and emotional peace of mind. If you want a lantern that feels like a reliable companion rather than just another gadget, one that fits seamlessly into survival setups and weekend adventures alike, this is a choice you'll carry with confidence every single time darkness closes in. On number 2 is Xynover Solar Lantern. It's surprising how a compact lantern can completely change the confidence you feel the moment night falls, and this one immediately gives off that calm, secure glow you hope for when the campsite goes silent. Most people worry about the same thing before choosing a light for outdoor trips. What if it dies at the worst possible moment? This design solves that stress with a triple power system that feels like a lifeline, letting you switch between solar charging, USB, or AA batteries so you're never stuck in the dark, even on long weekends off-grid. The 360-degree illumination may look simple at first glance, but once you see how smoothly it fills a tent or picnic area, it becomes clear why many campers prefer this easy, steady lighting over more aggressive, high-lumened models. The 12-hour runtime is a big win too, especially compared to lanterns that drain fast or flicker when the battery drops, and it gives you that comforting sense of reliability you want on unpredictable nights outdoors. Its foldable body and lightweight build make it easier to pack than most rechargeable options, and the magnetic base feels like an underrated upgrade when you're fixing gear, cooking, or just trying to keep your hands free. The rugged ABS shell handles rough surfaces, rain, and drops better than cheaper alternatives, and that durability really matters when you rely on one piece of gear to light your path. It's not the brightest lantern out there, but what it offers is balance. Steady light, dependable power, and a feeling of preparedness that brings peace of mind. If you want something practical, efficient, and genuinely travel-friendly, this is a smart addition to any camping setup, emergency kit, or weekend adventure bag. Now moving to the last one is XTAUTO Solar Lantern. It's surprising how a compact lantern can completely change the confidence you feel the moment night falls, and this one immediately gives off that calm, secure glow you hope for when the campsite goes silent. Most people worry about the same thing before choosing a light for outdoor trips. What if it dies at the worst possible moment? This design solves that stress with a triple power system that feels like a lifeline, letting you switch between solar charging, USB, or AA batteries so you're never stuck in the dark, even on long weekends off-grid. The 360-degree illumination may look simple at first glance, but once you see how smoothly it fills a tent or picnic area, it becomes clear why many campers prefer this easy, steady lighting over more aggressive high-lumen models. The 12-hour runtime is a big win too, especially compared to lanterns that drain fast or flicker when the battery drops, and it gives you that comforting sense of reliability you want on unpredictable nights outdoors. Its foldable body and lightweight build make it easier to pack than most rechargeable options, and the magnetic base feels like an underrated upgrade when you're fixing gear, cooking, or just trying to keep your hands free. The rugged ABS shell handles rough surfaces, rain, and drops better than cheaper alternatives, and that durability really matters when you rely on one piece of gear to light your path. It's not the brightest lantern out there, but what it offers is balance, steady light, dependable power, and a feeling of preparedness that brings peace of mind. If you want something practical, efficient, and genuinely travel-friendly, this is a smart addition to any camping setup, emergency kit, or weekend adventure bag. So guys, this wraps up our video on the best solar lantern for camping you can buy right now. I've added all the product links in the description, so make sure to check them out and grab the one that fits your style and game perfectly. If this video helped you in any way, don't forget to hit that like button. It really motivates us to keep bringing you honest, healthful gear guides. And of course, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you never miss our upcoming reviews, comparisons, and buying tips. Your support means everything. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.